Hi Dad, what's today's video going to be about?
Right, in today's clip in Shedhacks Jake, I thought we'd do something together, perhaps for a birthday present for Ellie, or even Mummy.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a hedgehog, I think. What do you think of the hedgehog?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Look, it's a puzzle. It's a hedgehog puzzle. A lockdown puzzle.
Yeah.
There's some more puzzles here, Jake. Look. Elephant. Do you like that?
Yeah.
So it's really for the youngsters really to make, isn't it? But adults can make these sort of puzzles. And there's some examples we've done in the past, haven't we? There's some really unusual ones. And this one, then we've made a little box for it as well. That's clever, isn't it?
Are those? Oh, they are individual pieces.
Sort of domino type
That's cool.
patterns. Okay, and you've made these, haven't you?
Yeah.
Looks like you've been biting that one, Jake.
No.
Are your hula hoops?
No, it might have been the dog. I don't know.
Oh dear, dog. And this one, we've done a design, that's full size. So you can use that, guys, if you want to. That is about 220 millimetres. So how many centimetres is that, Jake?
Is it like 22?
22 centimetres. And to start with, guys, I think you'll need to know what we're going to use. So we're going to use a piece of about 15 millimetre thick pine wood. And you can get this usually as an offcut from a windowsill maybe, or a construction site. Or you can buy pieces online or in a local DIY shop. But that's pine wood. And nothing special about it at all. Alternatively, you can use a piece of plywood, and plywood looks like that. And on that point, Mummy did say, Jake, she wanted me to have a go at the elephant, so I've done some elephant ideas. So perhaps we'll make one of these as well. Okay, So what's the first thing you may ask me to do, Jake? What do you think? What would be the first thing we do?
To mark it out.
Yeah, so what we've done, we've cut out this before, and I've actually drawn around what I've cut out, and that's a full-size template there. And of course we can, because we've got the actual design, if I can put it back together, we can draw around that one, can't we? So you can make more than one once you've made one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and draw around it really carefully with a pencil. Don't use pen, because pen marks the wood and then you can't get the pen marks off the wood. So, how should we cut this out, Jake?
Piercing saw?
Piercing saw. So the piercing saw is this. Very fine blade. Very fine blade. I think you can get these for about £15. Or we could use a coping saw. The coping saw, because it has a wider blade, it will tend to have slightly a wider cut, and I've noticed the teeth on this are facing forward. They should be facing backwards. But to take the blade out, you just undo the handle and you can take out the blade and then you can reverse it, but the teeth should be pointing towards the handle. Anyway, what should we do next, Jake?
Does it still cut the same if the teeth are the wrong way around? Or?
It cuts better when you've got more control of the sawing if it's cutting on the backward stroke towards your body. It tends to just help in the cutting. Right, so okay. I think we'll start off. Oh, what other saw could we use actually? So you've nudged me then, didn't you? I saw you nudge me.
Yeah. So we could use the bandsaw, but we don't recommend
that. There's the bandsaw. That's more for the older viewers.
We would recommend it that if you do have a threat saw, is to use one and just install a finer blade on it.
So pan back from that. That's the power fret saw. These are about £60 in various DIY stores. But we're going to use, I think, this here. Okay, so we'll come back to you in a minute, viewers, and we'll show the cutting out starting. Oh yes, hi.
How do you keep the piercing saw completely level?
Well, vertical is obviously that way, but horizontal is that way, and it's horizontal. You've got to keep it, so keep it level. It's 2 hands on the blade and pull it towards your body. Just trying to keep it level. Try not to twist it like that; the blade will just break. And I'm using the piercing saw, but it's quite tricky. But if you've got a vise, or you can clamp it in some way, even on a table, you just have to sort of learn as you go along a bit, really. Okay, I'll carry on. that's now in the way there, so we may have to come in from the side and come in that way. So I should perhaps cut that wood off there, so it's easy to cut, because you get that problem there. And then we can go down and round. Come back to that. Just changing the blade on the coping saw. These blades are very cheap, they're about 10-15p each. You can bend the actual body in like that if you've got a bit of a strength, and then put the blade in, slot it in there and there. That's it, that easy. Use a vice. I've even seen people wedge it between two places on an outside table. Okay, all right, Jake, and then back to this one, and then I've done some cuts there already. So I suppose I can turn the work as I go. So yes, Jake.
How did you make those cuts?
These time with a tenon saw. This one here. But you can use another saw, but you can use I did as a tenon saw, or you can do obviously all with a piercing saw. Okay. But I'm going to go through this one here. I'll just start you off. Down the little nose. Is that his head there? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, don't want to cut it.
So I'm turning now. As you turn, you must keep the blade moving. It'll jam otherwise. So I'm turning. Whoop. You can see I'm trying to miss the bench. I'm turning hard. Don't force it too much. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And then I can do this one. Got that, Jake? Yeah. Any questions, Jake?
Don't think so.
What shall we call him?
I don't know, Mr. Hedgehog.
Mr. Hedgie, the lockdown hedgehog?
Yeah, lockdown hedgehog.
So we can turn it. Turn your wood as you go round. It's much easier rather than trying to turn this saw. So let's go on to here.
Of course, sometimes you can't actually turn your work, and you kind of have to go in from different angles.
Yes, you do. Do you like your woodwork, Jake?
Yeah.
Oh, done that one. Of course, you're making a lorry at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. That'll be on YouTube soon.
Yeah. And the camper van.
Well, that's what Ellie's making.
Yeah. The lockdown camper van. Whoop. And that one. So shed hackers, it's not too bad. It does get a bit hot, so be careful. The blade, that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Come back to you soon. Okay, you may ask, what's this, Jake?
Is it a thread saw?
Yeah, power fret saw. You can use this instead of the coping saw, and I'll just show you a little bit of a demo on it. You put the guard down, and blow the dust off now and again if you can. Some of them have an automatic blowing dusting off type piece of equipment on it. That's the term. There's Hedgie's head. You can make your line slightly different if you want to. The blade doesn't always like to turn against the grain of the wood, and the wood becomes hard and soft depending on where you are. There's a knot there, so it's harder there, the piece of wood, than it is in this part. Yes, Jake?
Oh, so what is the knot?
Oh, the knot's where a branch would have come out from the wood.
Oh.
Yes, it's often a much harder piece of the wood. And of course, as you get towards the centre of any piece of wood, or log I suppose, it's the oldest and the heaviest and the most dense part. And in some cases, the bit that's hard to work. Okay?
Okay, last part.
Ta-da!
Wow.
What do you think?
I think it's good, even though there's only half of him.
Yeah, middle hedge. We'll call him middle hedge. There we go. Oh, don't know what bit. Made a little stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? So if we come back to the design here, Jake, we'll put him together. Yeah.
Maybe you should have marked him up.
Oh no. Yes. That's him. Well, of course, it could be a her, couldn't it?
Yeah.
A her hedge. Or him hedge. Himmy her hedge. So there we go, guys. We've gone from the design, which is full size, to making a template, drawing around it, to cutting it out with our fret saw and caping saw. Just stay there. Either one of those. And the next stage, we're going to use some small files, and we're just going to file her or him up. Drill a little hole for the eye. Job done. What do you think, Jake?
I think it's good.
Yeah, good for 10 minutes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come back to you. Good fun this, Jake.
Yeah.
Done that really quickly, actually.
So what's left to do?
Well, I suppose, I think Mummy would appreciate perhaps drill a hole in it for the eye, so I could do that just quickly.
What size is that?
It's about 3mm. So somewhere like that, nice and vertical. Could do it with a hand drill, couldn't you? For the viewers, actually a hand drill.
It looks like an egg beater.
Yeah, like that. There's a hand drill. Quite handy. Hand drill. And here we go. So that goes on there. I've filed it and sanded it. You can sandpaper it, of course, with a block as well. And I've done that. Go along the grain. There's the grain. Can you see the lines on the timber? Yeah. Go along the grain. Or alternatively, you can pick it up. Get the fluffy bits off the edge.
What are those fluffy bits?
It's just the remnants from the sanding.
Oh.
So go along the grain. Same for all the bits. Yes, Jake?
What's this here?
Ah, yes. Right. These are needle files, and you can buy these fairly cheaply. They're really good for getting to the really tight parts there. So you get it right in there. And actually, you can use needle files on your hands, can't you?
Yeah.
Right, so they're for your nails, nail files.
Oh.
There it goes together, guys. I think that's really good. Bit of varnishing. Maybe you could colour it.
Paint. Yeah.
You can spray it with even some varnish.
Or spray
Be careful.
lacquer.
Use this in an open area with an adult if you're young. Okay? Because it's quite dangerous.
Yeah.
Or you can even spray it with hairspray. I've heard people do it. And lightly sand it, perhaps 3 times, and then hairspray, then sand, then hairspray.
Yeah.
Put the colour on first, though, because this is actually just water-based paint, and we've sprayed on top of it. Oh, it's a Shedhacks version.
Yeah.
So I hope viewers have enjoyed that little clip today, just to keep you busy. You can do it in plywood. I'll just show them a piece of plywood again. Don't forget the plywood looks like that, and it could be maybe 5mm or 6mm, and you can pick this up really quite cheaply actually. Okay, so the tools we've used: coping saw or fret saw, or the power tools if you've got an adult with you. needle files or a range of larger files. These are really cheap. You can buy these for about £3, £4 each. Possibly a hand drill, a tenon saw maybe for some of the cuts, for some of the little straighter cuts, a tenon saw. You won't need a plane, I don't think, or anything like that. We can perhaps not use that on this project, but a really nice little project.
And mainly
common sense, yeah.
And common tools, really.
Very common tools. You can pick these up in pretty well every DIY type shop. You can do your work in a small metalworking vise if you haven't got a woodworking vise. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed that, Shed Hackers. Have a good week. Okay, Jake, let's just go across to here. And don't forget, just before we go, you can do your elephant as well. The Ellie lockdown, an Ellie lockdown project. Okay, so enjoy your time in your shed.